just met here, so I'm looking forward to interacting with more people. And thank you. We are also a beneficiary for KDC financing, and therefore I look forward to those more interactions.
Beautiful, incredible. So we're going to be giving all of us an opportunity to do a quick introduction of the company that you represent and what problem you solve in the world. But before I do so, I'd like us to set the pace to understand the objectives of this particular networking forum and what you should be looking forward at least over the next several hours as part of the program. So at this particular moment, ladies and gentlemen, we begin our program officially, and there is an interesting thing called the national anthem. Tell your neighbor the national anthem. So just tell them to remove their phones so that they Google the East African anthem, because majority of us normally don't sing that anthem, and it's not good, yeah? So tell them. Quick one. You know it by heart, yeah? Yeah, it's just not being able to be verbalized. So, what is the anthem for the first line for the East African anthem? I see you're Googling fast. Your PDF is not loading as fast as I'm asking this question.
It is as you have mentioned.
Tell your neighbor, that is very progressive, okay? That's amazing. So make sure that you Google the East African anthem so that when we stand up for the anthem, everyone gets an opportunity to sing. In the meantime, before we begin anything, I see some of us are having breakfast. May I request us just to be on our feet, please? Let us be on our feet quickly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And in the spirit of networking, okay? In the spirit of networking, some of us have come here with colleagues. So, greet for me 5 people that you don't know. Just greet them and welcome them to this networking session. 5 people that you don't know. Some of you look for colleagues, you greet them. No, look for somebody that you don't know. It's all about networking here. Yes. 5 people that you don't know. Introduce yourself to them. Ask them how do you get to be part and parcel of the KDC ecosystem. Aha. 5 people that you don't know. And you know, some of you say, oh, I know Madam DG. Like, have you met her in person? If you haven't, this is the opportunity to go say hi. Okay? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's why we are here. This is the fastest table. You guys went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and came back. Amazing. Oh, I'm the 4th one. Okay. I see some people are still introducing themselves. Is that good? I hope you've met some friends. Okay. All right. At this particular moment, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like us to begin with the national anthem. So, I see some people are still introducing themselves. Let us all be upstanding for the national anthem. And please, let us proceed. You can have our seats and tell your neighbor, you need to practice on that anthem for real. Yeah, it's very, very important. But we thank God that it is a powerful thing. Now, I'm a huge believer that before starting any meeting, we also get an opportunity to pray, because the national anthem is a prayer in of itself. But I'd like a volunteer who can just say a short prayer for us. Some of us are not feeling very spiritual this morning. So, thank you very much. A short prayer.
Good morning. Good morning once more. My name is Pat Muli. I'm going to lead this prayer. Please let's all stand as we honor the Almighty God. Then I will pray. Okay. So you can close your eyes, you can open your eyes, but let's just have our heads, bow our heads in honor of God as we pray. Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, we come before you today with a heart full of gratitude and praise. Thank you for this, for the vision, the resources, and the opportunity to launch this business networking session. We dedicate KDC into your hands. May this space and all our operations be a testament to your goodness. We ask that you bless the work of our hands, that you grant us the wisdom to make sound decisions, the integrity to treat every customer and employee fairly, and the perseverance to overcome any challenges that may arise. Our Heavenly Father, we pray for the satisfaction and happiness of our customers. May the products and all services we offer meet their needs and exceed their expectations. Help us to build strong customer relations based on trust and quality. We pray for your divine favor. We pray for your divine favor to rest upon our business, open doors of opportunity, bringing the right clients and partners. Let our services be a blessing to those we serve. May this organization not only thrive financially, but also operate as a light in our nation. We place each and every one of us in this forum under your protection and guidance. And it is in the name of Jesus Christ that we pray and believe. Amen.
Now we will have our seat for the final time. And that's getting back. Do you normally pray with eyes open always like that? Yeah? Some of us, either we close or open our eyes. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Customer Networking Forum. And you understand the role that KDC has played in this country and continues to play to empower business and the economy. And many of us in this hall are beneficiaries of this ecosystem. It takes two to tango. You might have all the resources that you want, but if you're not able to get, entrepreneurs, people who are able to develop products and build businesses to benefit from these particular products that KDC gives out, then we will make progress progressively as a whole. So we really appreciate you, all the customers, for making time to be here this morning. We are really grateful. And to help us set the pace for this networking forum, I'd like to welcome the Acting Director, Corporate Services at KDC. Please help me welcome Kennedy Wanderi for welcoming us to begin our office of the lady. I do think of that. Come on, you can do better. Mr. Wanderi, beautiful time. There you go.
Thank you, Noah. Our Director General, KDC, Madam Nora Ratemo, our board members present, Mr. Michael Kageka, representing the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury, Mr. Benjamin Keda, independent board member, our distinguished partners, our valued customers, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. As you have heard, my name is Kennedy Wanderi. It is my great honor to warmly welcome you to this networking forum. Today is a defining moment for us as KDC because for the very first time, we have brought together our customer family in one room. And for us, this is deeply intentional. As we advance our mandate of supporting enterprise growth and economic transformation, we recognize that our greatest strength lies in the relationship we build with you. Behind every partnership we hold with you is a relationship we value. Behind every project is a story we are proud of. And today is about putting those relationships and stories at the center of our engagement. This forum is therefore simple in its purpose. It's to connect, to listen, to strengthen the bonds that we go beyond financing. Because KDC is not just a financier, we are a long-term partner in your growth journey. So ladies and gentlemen, we have designed this engagement to be interactive and meaningful, and I encourage you to engage freely, build new connections, and explore opportunities to collaborate with one another. The truth.
And what problem you guys solve in the world, okay? So tell us your name, the company that you represent, and the problem that you solve in the world. So you're looking at me and like, we are not all about problems, it's about opportunities. So we're going to start with that table. My good friend, finally I've gotten to you. So be very brief. Don't tell us your history. You started in the year 1901, and all those changes, your name, the company that you represent, and the problem that you solve in the world. Quickly, let's start. You can just stand up, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Leighton Jose. I'm a customer relations manager at Renata Taxis. We offer transport services within the country, and we help most of our clients meet their daily needs. terms of transport.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Francis Nyakundi. I work for Granco Taxis. Granco Taxis, we offer transport solutions to corporate organizations and government organizations. I'm sure some of our customers are within the room.
Asante sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Philip Seneta. I'm a farmer. I do free-range beef fattening. So we produce meat that everyone in this room eats.
Asante sana.
Good morning. My name is Vipin Shah. I work for a company called Prospect and Board, and we keep the world clean. We do recycling of paper products and manufacture some paper products.
Asante sana.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to make an apology. My voice isn't usually like this, but I think too much of that lie is doing that thing. I'm Regina Manera. I'm a financial journalist, and I'm also an entrepreneur in the hospitality industry.
Thank you, Regina.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Lucy Mwangi. I work for Fungo Investments Limited. We offer investment opportunities to both institutional investors as well as individual investors. And proud to say that KDC is one of our shareholders, and we are glad to be here. Thank you.
Asante sana. So this next table, don't say good morning. Just go straight to what you do, your name. Thank you very much.
My name is Kim Taibirich, representing Pasio and Rhino Hotels. We offer holiday solutions. Thank you.
Asante.
I'm representing Rachel Nairobi. We offer hospitality.
Representing target educational publishers, we publish books and exams for all the school from
Asante sana.
My name is Samuel Baita, General Manager, Kasarani Sports View Hotel. We offer accommodation, conference facilities along Kasarani Lika Road. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Sylvia Budate. I represent Vegetable Foods Limited. We are a healthy foods manufacturing company, and we sell healthy foods options for you.
Okay, Asante. Has she introduced herself? Thank you.
My name is Stella Jeroge. I work for KDC. We provide innovative financial solutions to agribusiness and SME customers. Thank you.
Asante sana, and pay attention to those introductions because the networking session will be quite critical. So when you know where somebody is seated, it's easier to be targeted. Please, sir.
Asad Omar, CFO of Cementos Group. We're contractors and we're responsible for some of the beautiful buildings and roads you see across the country.
Thank you very much.
My name is Justin Jenga. I'm from Star Concrete. We are a ready manufacturer of ready-mix concrete, supply to developers, constructors. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning. My name is Jenga. I'm from Star Concrete. We provide building materials.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning. My name is Kelly Amoni from East Africa. I offer transport solutions also in the commercial space. Thank you.
Asante sana. Let's go to the next table quickly.
Steven Dege Obura, KDC Portfolio Management.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Andrew Wanga. I work for KDC and we are here to serve you. Thank you.
Asante sana.
Yeah, my name is Alice Leo. I work for the Peer Development Corporation. Karibuni sana our customers.
Asante sana.
My name is Stika Cloth Mills, which manufactures textile from cotton to fabric, and then we supply the garment factories in the country who then make the uniforms for different institutions in Kenya.
Asante sana.
Good morning, my name is Kevin Ochieng, Sales Director at Isuzu East Africa. From the time you wake up to the time you sleep,
Isuzu as a solution that will keep you moving. Thank you.
Asante sana.
Morning everyone, I'm Michael Boga. I'm in the hospitality industry. Drive the economy through checkpoint Mombasa. If you happen to be in Mombasa and you want fresh food, before you go to where you sleep, pass by my place and you have a comfortable stay.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, my name is Dennis Mugambi, Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency. We connect exporters to international buyers. Thank you.
Asante sana. Let's do that table quickly. Asante sana.
Ndego Matthew is my name. Serve Fortune Sacco. We offer financial solutions, both credit and saving. Thank you.
Asante sana.
I'm Michael Nyamai, a journalist.
Asante sana.
My name is Charity Chambo and I work with Maitu Radio.
Asante sana.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Anthony Moretti from Bahari Beach. We offer hospitality services.
Thank you, sir. Hospitality represented heavy.
Dixon Hura, my name is from Team Fresh. We do export fish, vegetables.
Asante sana. And finally,
Eric Wanjalo, from Infinite Communication. We offer solutions to businesses to communicate clearly to their customers.
Definitely, you have to own your story as a business. Let's come to this table right here. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rebecca Washuka. I'm representing Sandalwood Hotel and Resorts. We offer solution in conference facilities and holidays.
Asante sana.
My name is Deli Malunga. I'm the product manager for Floka. We are a one-stop shop for the digital livestock ecosystem, and we are aiming to bring a fragmented livestock value chain to one platform.
Asante.
My name is Maria Beneka. I'm a livestock farmer and feedlot operator based in Laikipia and a partner at Floka.
Asante sana.
My name I'm the social media manager at Floka, and we make livestock and agricultural trade more accessible.
My name is Mosmi Hotel, a country tranquility biscuit, conferencing, and also holidays.
Asante sana.
My name is Amos Mutugi from Yetu Sacco. We offer financial solutions with a touch of social class. So which basically means that if you bank with us, the chances of being auctioned are very minimal because we add that social touch to our financial solutions. Thank you.
Asante sana. Social touch. That table right there. We're almost through the room now. The other one at the far end. Then we'll finalize here. Asante sana. Quickly, please.
I'm Amina Bakari, reporter from KDC.
Asante, Amina.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Patricia Beshuki, working for KDC, Karibuni.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Ngaho from KRA, the principal body for collecting, the principal body for collecting and accounting for all government revenues.
Ask you where you file your taxes. Very good.
Good morning. I'm Daniel Okon. I work from KDC. I provide business advisory services to service development.
Thank you, Dan.
Good morning. I'm Michael Cross from KDC. Business advisor, Karibuni Sana.
Asante, let's come to this table here. Asante.
I'm Abraham Kimboy from Transnational Times Circle. We offer savings and credit facilities.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Osri Nguji from CBN Bank. I look after innovative ways of expanding credit to another country. Thank you.
Asante sana.
Good morning. I'm Sean Wamogi from CBN Bank, and our work is to fund entrepreneurs and business people to achieve their dreams.
Thank you very much, sir.
Robert Barasso Mari from Transnational Times Circle. We offer credit and savings to the bottom of the pyramid in the society.
Asante sana.
I'm Haman Kashugi from Kenya Development Corporation, Media and Serving.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vivek Sharma, representing Instrumentation Engineers East Africa Limited. We are a multidisciplinary engineering company dealing in air compressors, industrial boilers, heavy fabrications. We look forward to serving you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We can yes, that table, please. Thank you.
Alex Muli, Ocean Farm Exporters Limited. We do value addition of exports, of foods for export.
Thank you.
My name is Courtney. Manufacturing of steel.
Thank you, sir.
I have seen so many of you here who have come in so that those institutions that give money can watch you, and also Kenyans, and make sure that you have access to millions of Kenyans.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you very much, K-Roten.
With New Vision Media, communications experts, we help you to be heard and be understood. We partner with also media, Santisan.
Thank you very much.
Funds business here, and we are part of the chain responsible for feeding you.
Asante sana. Okay. They call the table.
Hi, I'm John from Afro-Media from the University.
Asante sana. Storyteller.
Christopher Muyuba, self-executive.
Asante sana.
Hi, Jennifer Maybe, Jonas Owen.
Asante sana. Thank you.
Betty Maybe, representing Outpost Limited. We manufacture concrete electricity transmission boards.
Asante sana.
Hi, Kevin Mayer from Marketing Farms. Peter Howard from Wakibia.
Thank you, sir.
Samuel Manaya, lead farmer from Kajani.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. Let's build this table quickly. Okay, there we go. Oh, sorry, sir. Apologies.
Remember anytime in barbecue and restaurant, we sell local souvenirs and art.
Asante. That table quickly, please.
Dorothea Sema, KDC, Portfolio Management.
Thank you.
Sarah KDC, serving in the Portfolio Management Department of Okajana.
Asante.
Good morning, I'm Tinyari Mugambe from Kenya Revenue Authority.
Thank you very much.
Business development,
Thank you. Thank you.
Matania Humphrey, Business Development and Advisory Fees.
Thank you.
Hello, Michael Bian, Kenya Revenue Collaboration.
Okay. Asante. Let's do this table quickly. Asante sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lawrence Dow. I'm the CEO of Uchumi. And quickly, you see there are many people from Uchumi. We have these leaflets. Everybody in this room, we have an opportunity for you at Uchumi. The same Uchumi that you know, he has opportunities for you. Welcome. Thank you.
Asante sana.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Charles Mitata, CEO, Feedlot Development Systems. Our work is to design feedlots, nutritional programs for you, and give you guidance on how you can prevent diseases. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mwiti Kopia, Nutrinat and Foods Limited. We are macadamia, cashew nut, and nut processor. We source farm produce from smallholder farmers and supply the world with quality Kenyan premium products.
Asante sana. Up next.
Good morning, my name is Oscar Kimani, State Department for Research and Development.
Thank you, Oscar.
name is David Wema, I'm a supermarket. We offer quality retail products.
Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Duncan Wango. I'm Uchumi. I'll be distributing this to everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we have a few tables to go test. Thank you quickly. Let us.
Communication
Thank you.
My name is Rania, KDC. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ryan Moore, KDC, Investments Proposal. Welcome you all.
Thank you. Asante sana. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Julia Fatas. I work with the Global Services Department of Affairs.
Asante sana.
Good morning, James Baba, Morani Davis.
Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Teresa Michelle from the Daily Business Limited.
Okay. Let's do this second last step over here.
Nancy Kibuku, Junior and Senior Hotels in Chapels, Practice Manager. If you ever find yourself in the Chapels, we are the place to be.
Asante sana.
Martin Mwangi, and a couple of members of the council, Masai Mara. We offer accommodation in the heart of Masai Mara. Thank you.
Asante sana.
Good morning, my name is Abinasi Das, Director, Focus Within a Fleet Station, a leading logistics company based in Mombasa, handling both import, conventional, and export of food. We are here to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. And I am Magic, Focus Container Presentation.
Asante sana. Let's quickly cut here.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Rungu Agema from Nairobi Securities Exchange. We are here to inspire Africa's transformation through innovative capital market solutions. So I take care of agriculture, so the value chains, livestock, fisheries, all of that, they go to. Thank you very much. I'd like to partner with KDC.
Asante sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kifoi. Sorry, say good morning. My name is Kifoi. I'm also from the NSC, looking after corporate services.
Asante sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Omoto of Hotel Hippoman Homabay. If you know people Homabay, make sure you name it.
Asante sana. Homabay networking. Finally, this is a reserved table, very important people. So I'll give you an opportunity to say good morning. And also the people in the room to know you, because it's a networking session. Is that okay? Let's start with you, please. Asante sana. There you go.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Joyce Mukabana. I'm the CEO for Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency. And I'm here to partner with you so that together we can ensure that Kenyan exports increase in volume, in value, and in the number of exporters who are able to trade in the international space. And I also want to partner with you to be able to create Kenya as a destination of choice for trade, investment, and tourism by having positive associations of what you do and the country that you serve.
Asante sana. Sir.
Good morning, all. My name is Johnson Giliti. I am the CEO of the Development Trust of Kenya. We offer banking services, all kinds of services, including transfers of money, foreign exchange, but we also offer financing solutions to entrepreneurs. And I have had very many of you around here. We can sit down and discuss how to help your business grow by offering you finance.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good morning, all. My
Deputy CEO at Isuzu East Africa. I'm also the Director of Happiness. We offer transport solutions. Thank you.
Asante sana.
And I'm Rita Kabashe, the Chair of the Board and the Managing Director at Isuzu East Africa. I'm so happy I've had the many companies in the room that are either using Isuzu or will be using Isuzu from this morning, because we came prepared to take advantage of this networking opportunity. We have our vehicles already displayed out there, so don't leave before you have the truck, the SUV for your Homa Bay place. I think you need one. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to a great interaction.
Thanks, Rita. Asante sana. And the final table. So,
good morning, everyone.
good morning.
I'm Independent Director at KDC. Mine is to say Karibuni, is what he said.
Asante sana.
I work in the National Treasury, so for this meeting I'm representing the National Treasury, the shareholder.
Asante. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I hope I haven't locked anyone out. This is an opportunity for us to know who is in the room, okay? So, there's a gentleman here. Thank you, sir. Quickly, as we finish up. Good morning. Mr. Joel Mandeto. Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
I'm Joel Mandeto, Director of the Areas and Engineering International Airways.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mandeto. Okay. Lovely. Yeah. So, essentially what I was saying prior, that we need to know who is in the room to make it easier for networking.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Asante sana.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mwangi Moshevi. I'm based in Nakuru. We do product across all over the country.
Asante sana. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Maureen Kinywa, KDC Business Development Team. Karibuni sana.
Thank you very much, Maureen. Okay. I'd like to know out.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Joe Mwangi, and I'm grateful to be here. From the days of TFC, now we are KDC. It has been a journey, and we are grateful. My name is Joe Mwangi. I'm from Profitable Hospitality Kenya, and we help investors in hotels, and they go to invest in hotels, look for profitable hospitality Kenya. Thank you.
Asante sana, Mr. Mwangi. Is there anyone that I've left out? Quickly, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sharmila Kuna, Managing Director for Principal Industries Limited. We print textbooks for publishers and for the government. The journey with KDC begins from IDB. I've been with them now to KDC, so we wishing them all the very best.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Right. Lovely. Asante sana. So everyone has spoken. I hope everyone feels heard. Okay, so it's quite important that you note those particular people. We will have a networking session for us to exchange the numbers and to be able to see where we can do business. But the common denominator today is KDC and the impact that KDC has had in our businesses. As it indicates that people are saying all in the evolution of KDC, people have worked with them in that particular front. And those are the stories that we need to tell. Those are the stories that we need to tell. You know, sometimes some people tell me that they don't watch news that often. I ask them why? Well, because it's always negative and whatnot. But here we have positive stories about the impact that KDC, one another, has had in your business. So I'd like to welcome a few customers to speak to us so to give their story. how they've been able to scale, they've been able to grow, and to ensure that this partnership with KDC, however it looks like, it's one for their business. And I think these will act as an inspiration and also position yourself in their food and their story. Alright? So, for starters, when I invite you, you have at most 5 minutes, please. Be very straight to the point. Tell us your story, how you've been able to grow, and then how fast testimonial, customer testimonial. When I invite, I highly appreciate it. We welcome Southland Dairies. We begin welcome to the level as we come to say Southland Dairies. We begin really feeling of that. He'll give us his testimony. You just use this particular microphone, stand here, and then for around 4 minutes.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Joel Wangendo. I think he said it wrong. Wangendo. I'm a director at South Lake Dairies Limited. That's in Naivasha. I'm also a director in Leche Dairies, which is situated in Eldoret. Both these dairy companies, it's a journey with KDC. We started off South Lake in 2019. That time I think KDC was IDB. IDB was still existing, they had not merged. So we got financing through the Exim Bank of India and KDC then, IDB then. Then that is in we moved on very well. The processes were fairly simple compared to other institutions. So come 2021, we were able to replicate the concept in Eldoret. Now in total, we've gotten a funding of I think about 50 million shillings, which as I stand here, I proudly would want to say we fully paid. We have our collaterals back, so it's doable. What I would urge people to do is avoid a lot of SWOT analysis when you want to do a project. Get into a concept. If it works, scale it up, and then you can replicate it. That's what we did, and I can say it's a success story. We are one of the leading bulk milk distributors. We don't pack our milk, we sell it to ATMs. We are in 16 counties, right from Machakos to Bungoma. And I'd say we've had a good run with KDC. And it's real. I think most people imagine the money is not there or it's not possible, but I would want to tell them that this is possible and it has worked out. And we are happy. Thank you very much.
Asante sana, sir. So tell your neighbor, avoid SWOT analysis, okay? Just go links deep. Find your value chain and grow in it. Asante sana. It's very, very helpful. So that is Southland Dairies. They have been able to grow. I think this one wants me to give it social distance, which is okay. Now, on to our next testimonial. Alright? Our next testimonial. I'd like to welcome representation from K-Unity. K-Unity. Begin my confidence with Kikucha. She comes on stage and shares her journey. Karibu sana.
So, good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Teran Joroge. I work for K-Unity Sacco, a deposit-taking Sacco in Kenya. We started our journey with KDC in the year 2024. Out of our journey, we joined them through the SAFER program. That time, our SME businesses were going down because of the COVID-19 effect. And so most of our customers were not very stable in terms of business. And so when KDC came through for us and we were able to get $500 million, out of that we have been able to assimilate that whole amount to our members. We have been able to create more job opportunities, up to 225 new job opportunities due to the SAFER program. We have also been able to empower. K-Unity is actually a circle that is formed out of affiliate primary societies. And our primary societies have actually been able to expand in terms of the businesses they are offering. They have been able to create more production, especially those ones in dairy farming. And so that has helped the business that we finance in terms of agribusiness. We, on top of creating new employment and being able to empower our affiliate societies, we have also been able to be more conscious in terms of ESG initiatives, which we weren't more conscious about before we joined KDC. And our lending practices have improved as an organization because we can be able to create opportunities in safer investments in the country. And so we are grateful. We look forward to more partnerships with KDC, especially in the Drive project that our circle has farmers in ASAL areas, and we look forward to better partnerships and more growth, and together we grow. That's the motto of the circle. Have a nice day.
Asante sana for that story, and even you looking forward to more partnership. Now, up next in our testimonials, I'd like to welcome the one and only representation from Targeter. Let us appreciate representation from Targeter. Give him a coffee tafadhali as the gentleman comes. Karibu sana. Enjoy your testimonial. Thank you, sir.
So, good morning, everyone. My name is Hiram Maina from Target Educational Publishers, a reading publisher in production of exams and textbooks. 3 years ago, we made a deliberate choice to diversify, and we said that we are not going to only deal with textbook and exam. We realized a gap in the market in the exercise book industry, having in mind that we've been dealing with schools, and we used to get orders that were leading us to exercise book, but we had to outsource that service since our place was not able to handle that capacity. We learned about KDC from one of our major suppliers who supplies us with paper, and he did direct us to KDC. We went to KDC and we presented our model and the need for diversification and the gap that was there in the market. And I want to record this morning that KDC has been able to support us. We've been able to procure 2 machines, very digital, high automatic machines. We started with 1, and then we went back again to KDC. They did support us to get another 1. We decided to, when we were starting this, we were considering 3 financiers, but we did settle with KDC. Number 1 reason why we settled with KDC is they really understood our mode of operation and the school calendar cycle. And that to us was a plus, because you'll find that many financiers were not very cognizant with how schools operate. And you find that when you are dealing with schools, the revenue comes at the first half of the year, and then from there, the other half, it is always very difficult to raise quite some substantial amount. The other thing, it is their structured payment. You know, they give us a structured payment, asset-based financing with a structured payment, and they gave us a 6-month grace period. That to us was very critical. Those two machines have had an impact on our side. Number one, we are able to utilize our place. We were at 70%, but currently we are doing it at 90%. The two machines again have created 30 direct jobs. 30 direct jobs, and we are sure going forward it will create more than 100 indirect jobs through pre-press, sales and marketing, and with that we know that we are really contributing to the growth of the economy in this nation. The other thing with KDC is the relationship managers that they attached us to. We have the likes of Tipape, Gladys, they have been really, really supportive. And with that, it has been an easy journey. Anytime we have encountered a challenge, we just call them and they very quickly they are able to help us. Everyone in this room who is looking for an opportunity to diversify, look for the best partner, and I believe that that best partner is none other than KDC, because they have been really there for us and they can support you to be able to move to the next step. So thank you very much.
Asante sana Tabitha. And lastly, in the customers' testimonials, I'd like to welcome representation from Isuzu. Thank you very much to be here. Isuzu Makofi Olikuza. Come on, we can do better.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nora, for organizing this event. It's really a great event. As you've heard, my name is Rita Kavashe. At independence, the government of Kenya wanted to develop the country, and they went out looking for investors to come into Kenya. And ICDC then was the institution that was responsible for attracting investment into Kenya. They went all over the world to look for those investors, and they went to the US, and one of the partners they brought into Kenya was General Motors then. So ICDC, KDC is a very old institution. So we came in as General Motors, and KDC was about 50% shareholding and General Motors, but as the company continued to grow, KDC, then ICDC ceded off some shares so that they can actually invest in some of these companies that, that we are hearing here today. So it's a beautiful case of deepening economic empowerment of the country. Isuzu East Africa has grown significantly because of the work that we have been doing with the KDC. Even though they are a shareholder, they are very much engaged and interested in our business. Wanderi here was one of the board members of Isuzu East Africa. Now we even changed hands from General Motors to Isuzu, and the business has grown significantly because of the support that we continue to enjoy from KDC. We are now double the number that was there in 1975 when they shook hands. We have over 600 employees from 250. Our business has grown significantly, and the stories you are sharing here of growth, of support, is the same story we are also experiencing working with KDC. So I'm looking forward to much engagement and really appreciate KDC for widening the scope of investment across many sectors of our economy. We are hearing dairy, we are hearing hospitality, farming, steel, and all that. So really excellent. I look forward to getting those orders. That's why we were called here, because we are all related in one way or another. So where is the best place to do business? Right in this room, right? Thank you.
Okay, time is moving really quick. Thank you very much, Rita, for representing Isuzu. Okay, New Palea. Our testimonial time has really run short, but I know there is representation in the room. If we can just have 2 minutes quick, so that we proceed to the next part of the program. Representation from New Palea, quickly. Thank you, sir. Beginning my coffee Tafadhali. This is going to be very brief. Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Yes, it's going to be very brief, and thank you for this opportunity. My name is Mogambi Moreithi, representing the Palea Group. We began our journey, I think, in 2023 through Mr. Tipape, when we were busy wanting to diversify our business into milling. So they came in and they were able to support us to acquire machinery that is for wheat milling. And we worked the journey in 2023, and they financed us actually 2 machines, around 800 million. So the journey has been great because, one, we enjoyed good interest rates compared to the commercial banks. We were able to get good rates. They also extended moratorium periods for us, which we truly appreciated, and we have been able also to have a direct impact even in the society in the matters that we have been doing. Already having created from 2023 over 200 jobs, having one of the best brands in the market. If you have not tasted it, that is Layer Premium. I'm sure you have seen the Layer brand, which is both the wheat and the maize flour, and also in the animal feed sector. And that journey has really catapulted us to being who we are today, and we truly appreciate the way we have worked with them. So continue supporting us as we continue supporting you, and extending to also other Kenyans to feel actually invited into this relationship, because they really work for the prosperity of the country. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Asante sana, representation from New Palea. And quickly also, let's have Focus in less than 2 minutes. Representation from Focus, very quickly, very briefly please, because we are out of time for customer testimonials. Sir.
Good morning, everyone. As I said before, my name is Abdibasid Abbas, a director from Focus Container Freight Station, a joint venture company between ICDC, then now formerly called KDC, and Interpol Investments, formed a private-public partnership culminating to Focus Container Freight Station at the Port of Mombasa. We basically handle motor vehicles, containerized cargo, conventional cargo, for both import and export at the Port of Mombasa. Since our inception, since 2010, it's been 16 years partnership with KDC, a successful story from the government to a private partnership. And we're here to highlight the importance of such a partnership with KDC. And since some of the subsidiaries of KDC are here, we were pleading as a private investor with a partnership with the government, especially Kenya Export Branding Agency. We need to see how we can improve on exporting cargo, because our export numbers are very, very low compared to imports. The imports were doing well at the Port of Mombasa, although there is a little bit of congestions here and there. The CFSs are there to decongest the Port of Mombasa. So through Kenya Revenue Authority, which is mandated as the regulator of the Port of Mombasa and Kenya Export Branding Agency, we are hoping to have a little bit of discussions on that so that we can improve our numbers going forward. Thank you very much once again.
Asante sana, representation from Focus right there, and I'm glad that there is a call even for more partnership. That is 16 years of partnership with KDC. Incredible. That shows how committed KDC is. Now quickly, one of the sectors that we've seen KDC being very active on financing, we understand this economy of ours, the backbone is agriculture. So how can we make sure that agribusiness is empowered? And some of our testimonials actually have highlighted that. But to merge technology and agribusiness. I'd like to welcome a presentation on livestock management systems from Floka. Let's have Floka. Let us appreciate Floka as they come on stage. I'm beginning my coffee in Africa. Yes, thank you very much. Enjoy the presentation. Livestock management system.
Thank you very much. We have a short video that will show you how Floka works. Immediately I finish speaking very briefly. My name is Maria Mbeneka. I am the co-founder of Ranch Experts Limited. We are based in Laikipia. We are a feedlot and livestock aggregator. And the story of Floka came from our own use. We developed the technology to manage our own farm, and so it has an opportunity to share our success with others in the livestock value chain, and not just the producers, but everyone in the ecosystem. So Floka is not just a farm management tool, but it is also a driver of revenue. It is also an opportunity for every person in this room to take advantage of technology and to have an overview at scale of what the livestock industry looks like. So livestock financing and bankability is a very important thing for KDC, who are in the room with us, and thank you very much for this opportunity, KDC. A lot in the livestock sector are not visible because of the lack of credible data that exists within our sector. By and large, it is informal, but I see other players such as ourselves who are here, and Floka is an opportunity for you to be able to create assets out of your cattle and create a digital asset that is actually bankable. And the problem here for KDC sometimes and other financiers, when they're coming to talk to us or when we go to seek for financing from them, we are a risky business, not because it's a failure on the part of the banks, but it's because of the lack of traceability, the lack of verified records, and the problem that we're looking to solve in the livestock sector is to create identity, health records, weight history, and an opportunity for you to create a bankable idea to the financiers. The second point is on traceability. I know there will be a discussion about what it is you can do as business people to export your products, talking about meat in the Middle East or in Europe, where we are by and large constrained to the Middle East because in Europe we still have issues with traceability, and Floka will give you an opportunity to actually create a digital record and traceability that will enable you sell your products just beyond the Middle East and Kenya. To the fourth point on investment grade livestock data, I touched on that when I was starting, but it's important for us to see the opportunity here within the ecosystem that allows everyone who's an investor in the livestock business or the livestock ecosystem to see what the prices are doing, how are animals moving within the sector, and how Floka enables us to track each and every of these transactions, create structured data, and aggregate that data across the board so that then we have a measurable, investable livestock asset class. And I noticed all of us laughed when the gentleman, Mr. Ngao from KRA, introduced himself. And it's not without reason, but we all know, and especially for us in the livestock business, it's very difficult for us to get our suppliers to actually give us the e-teams invoices, which are now required by the KRA. What Floka is doing now is creating an opportunity for anyone who's using this system to actually generate either reverse invoicing or customer-generated invoice. So with all the information and all the data and being able to link with the API from e-teams, as a business, you'll be able to link your business and create data that is easy to generate and allow you to be tax compliant. So the call for action for each of us is to ask each and every one of you to talk to us. We are here, Nia and Deli are here. They'll be able to onboard you onto Flocker. We are currently growing at about 60 users per day, and we are very easy to find. It's flocker.africa, and if the person operating the video can just play the video. I'll not show you the entire video of how to enroll, that's pretty easy, but the last segment on how we actually make a transaction on Flocker. Thank you very much for giving me your ears, and thank you KDC for the opportunity to present. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana. Let's have the Flocker video quickly. How to complete and confirm an order to completion. First, add your chosen animal or product to your cart, and then proceed to checkout. To successfully check out, you must add where you are having your animal delivered and the M-Pesa phone number you will use to complete the payment. You may now click the checkout button. You will soon receive an STK push to the phone number you input. When prompted, type in your M-Pesa PIN to complete the payment. Now, return to your dashboard and click on the notification bell. Here, you will see a notification that confirms you have been paid, but the money is currently in escrow until the buyer confirms they have received your animal. First, on the Actions tab on the right, click the Confirm and Prepare button. You may now be preparing the order for the buyer. When the order is set for transit, return to Flocker to confirm and notify the buyer that the order is on its way to them. Once you can confirm your order has been delivered, you can now return to Flocker to mark it as delivered. The buyer will have a 48-hour window to inspect and confirm that they received the correct order. Once the buyer confirms they received the correct order on their end, you can now click to confirm your receipt and release your payment. Confirm this, and your funds will be instantly credited to your Flocker wallet, which you can use to purchase on Flocker or instantly withdraw it. Don't forget to leave a review so other Flocker users know how satisfied you were with the seller. Right. Asante sana once more. Let us appreciate Flocker. This is very sana. Now, a quick one. I have to plug this in, especially for our next speakers. Our chief guest has some other commitments, so when they call us on board, let us be very brief, and I believe that we will be able to catch up on time. And secondly, our next presenter is about to talk to us about export opportunities and challenges affecting SMEs. Please help me welcome Madam Floyce Mkabana, CEO Kipola. Beginning with coffee tafadhali kuja for a brief remarks on these challenges of exporters and also MSMEs, which is very, very pertinent. Kenya being a net importer, we need to turn that narrative around. The floor is yours. Now let's help with lowering the mic. Thank you. Asante.
Thank you very much, Bwana MC. I'd like to take this opportunity, first of all, to acknowledge the presence of our chief guest, the PS for Micro and Small Enterprises, Madam Susan Mangeni. the DG for KDC, Nora and the board, Ratemo and the board members of KDC, as well as my colleague CEOs, as well as the most important guests here, the business people who are here to be able to tell us the story of what KDC has done to them. Good morning. Good morning once again. I'm not hearing a good morning like us for people who have just had breakfast. Good morning. Good morning. That's much better energy. We can now begin to talk about what brings me here. I've been given a whole of 10 minutes to just tell you about export opportunities and challenges affecting MSMEs. Before I do that, I'd like first of all to talk about KEPROBA. I'm not so sure how many of you know about Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency. And because I don't have a timer, a clicker, I will request that they assist me with that, and we can now move to the next slide. And so that you can be able to understand what Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency does. We are a state corporation that was begun in 2019, and our core mandate is to export to actual initiatives around export promotion and nation branding initiatives. And what export promotion is, everybody understands that we want to be able to increase our exports, both in terms of value, both in terms of volume, as well as the number of exporters. Nation branding is where people want sometimes scratch their heads, and I'm glad I'm here to just give you a snippet of what nation branding is. Nation branding relates to you being able to position your country as a country of choice for trade, investment, and tourism by creating positive associations with what you do and what people perceive the country to be. In this room, I've heard there's a lot of members from the hospitality industry, and that is one of the spaces that you can be able to occupy by ensuring that your services are such that the stories around it, the narratives around it, are such that support a positive association with Kenya as a destination of choice for hospitality. So back to what KEPROBA does and the services after those two big main mandates. Our services range around market intelligence, where we try and get you information about markets and products in terms of consumer tastes and preferences, new markets to consider, and just even the requirements for you to enter into market space. When it comes to product development, we want to be able to partner with our Kenyan businesses to ensure that their products are globally competitive, that they can compete with any other product in the world, and if that is the case, then they have a chance to be able to make international sales in the global trade. When it comes to advocacy and trade policy facilitation, we acknowledge the environment in which our exporters face and look for new and emerging challenges that they may have, and together give them a voice to be able to give the narrative, to tell the story, as well as solutions around what can be done, and we walk the journey together of ensuring that these challenges are addressed. When it comes to export and trade information services, I'm glad when I'm here that I have seen and I've heard about those who are already in the macadamia and macadamia nuts processing. I have heard of those who are in livestock. I have heard those who are in avocado and I think flowers and herbs. Many times you would like to be able to see what information we can be able to give you around that space if you're interested in a market. So that is a service that export promotion, export trade advisory services does. And because of that, we encourage members, especially anybody who has an issue around exports, they can be able to partner with us and to be able to get information around what they require and even how they'll be able to structure their export trade. Taking into cognizance that what we're supposed to be discussing are the challenges affecting MSMEs sector in Kenya, it's important for us to have an overview and especially tie this very much with our trade and advocacy angle. And we note that these are the ones which a lot of SMEs will talk about. Market information asymmetry. I don't know where I'm supposed to sell, and if I know where the market is, I don't know what the market requires of me. So there's that information asymmetry, or sometimes that you already have a product, but you don't know that there's a certain market that already has a demand for your product. We have high logistic costs, quality standards, and compliance, because one of the major barriers to trade is the issue around standards. You have to be compliant for the standards for you to be able to access markets. We're talking about certification costs and compliance, and I'm glad that Madam Beneka from Floka was able to assure, especially those who are in the livestock value chain, that there's an opportunity for you to have traceability of your product and also be able to monitor your compliance on the same. And I think that is a noble initiative that should be supported because it will add value to your product in the international market. There's also the issue of limited export skills, and as KEPROBA, we actually have an exporters academy because we understand the export ecosystem is a wide ecosystem that has got very many players and very many stages that you need to go. And in terms of hand-holding, we can be able to give you through our exporters readiness program and our exporters academy. And the major challenge that MSMEs face is the small production capacity. And that is basically understood because of the fact that when you look at the definition of an MSME in Kenya and the turnover that is expected of you, you find that international businesses usually quote huge numbers when it comes to the products they want to buy from you. And that is why when we, as MSMEs, one of the solutions we give them is through aggregation, that you can be able to put your products together and have them sold as a bunch. And I think I heard there's somebody who does who buys produce from farmers as a contractor and is able to export. So that is also a solution that SMEs can have around them. So what does it take for an SME to prepare for export trade? You have to understand your target markets in terms of compliance, in terms of demand, in terms of consumer tastes and preferences. And as I told you, KEPROBA can be able to partner with you. And as part of understanding those markets is now the ability to translate it to ensure that your product meets those standards. And it becomes another of our objectives and functions that KEPROBA does through our product development cycle. We're able to work with the exporters or the would-be exporters to make sure that their products reach international qualities, and we don't do that alone. We do that with other regulators and players. For example, we have KEBS, KenTrade, KRA, so that you're able to achieve the standards that are required for international market. And as an organization and as a country, we feel like through value addition, especially around improving of packaging and branding, it allows your products to achieve international status, and we encourage that. I've talked about certifications as well, and I urge all those of you who are in the livestock value chain to follow through with what Madam Beneka had done. And it is important, especially for MSMEs, to develop digital market capability. And why is that? Because the digital market currently stands around $5 trillion. 25% of international trade is around on digital market. And as an SME, why it becomes important for you is because it gives you an ease of access. You do not have to have the volumes that are necessary for you to be able to undertake. It allows you to also be able to get analytics about your product. And because of that, I would encourage especially many of you to consider that as one of the ways in which you can be able to enter into the international market. But most importantly, your product must be seen, must be heard, must be felt. And that is why it becomes important for those who are would-be exporters to participate in trade fairs, being part of business-to-business organizations and meetings, undertaking trade promotion events, so that you can establish market linkages. I'm happy to tell you, as KEPROBA, we're able to arrange for that. For any of you who are looking to participate in all that, we are a partner, and we do that, first of all, by ensuring that we have already predetermined events that we want you to partner with, and we ask you to apply whenever we have. But even when you want to be able to do a business-to-business forum, you can be able to engage us so that you can work with our commercial attaches to be able to give you the business linkages that you require. So, to the topic at hand, export opportunities. Why would I encourage MSMEs to target? I would first of all ask you to consider the East African community. And the reason is very simple. Because it's very close to you, it's something that you can be able to see as a natural progression from the products that you are. So we are talking about lower transport costs. But also consider the fact that it gives you access to 350 million people in ESC, giving you duty-free, quota-free access. And your consumer preferences, because of the fact that you're close to each other, tend to mirror your own. So it becomes a very easy entrance for you. And in that space, the products that we think and which have shown a demand in the East African community are processed foods. So we have especially our biscuits, our confectionery, our pasta, edible oils, and that speaks to manufacturing, value addition manufacturing, and those of you in that space, that would be good. Beverages, household products, plastics, pharmaceuticals, especially for generic medicines, medical consumables and disinfectants, and construction materials. So that is where we see opportunities for MSMEs in East African community, and we can now move to the next, which is the African Free Trade Continental Area. This gives you an access to 1.4 billion African people and an opportunity for reduced tariffs. And the window is wide. You can begin with agro-processing, looking at your tea and your coffee, having targeted countries in the West African community and in North Africa, and as well as the SADC community. We can talk about foods and beverages, and Kenya has a growing and vibrant halal foods space, and we can consider that as an entry for you to go to West Africa or North Africa. Horticulture, and I know there's somebody who was in that space, fresh vegetables, avocados, mangoes, herbs, and flowers. You can talk about Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt. Pharmaceuticals, we have our targets in West and South Africa. Chemicals, West Africa and Southern Africa as well. We have building materials in East, Central, and Southern Africa, and the list goes on. So what I would suggest, because those are very generic, is that there is an opportunity for you to contact us with your area, and we can be able to give you detailed and succinct information about the market that you're interested in. And we go to a new market, another market, the European Union. And why is it important for MSMEs to consider the European Union? Is because it gives you access to 27 countries in the European Union, and we have a partnership agreement that gives you duty-free, quota-free access for our products. And in that space, we find the products that sell in that space include avocados, coffees, cut flowers, our tea, our macadamia nuts. Those that Kenya has got a competitive advantage and already have a reputation around. So that is something, again, as I mentioned, we can be able to discuss more succinct information around how you can be able to participate, but generally those are the products that are there, especially when you look at at issues around textiles and as well as seafood and fish products. The next market we want to consider is Asia. Why Asia? China, we have entered into an agreement which gives 98% of the tariff lines duty-free, quota-free access into China, and they have a rapidly growing middle class that is looking to grow their manufacturing sectors through the purchase of premium foods and premium food products. And so it gives you an opportunity then to consider that as a market. And again, especially our demand in Asia mirrors what Kenya is known for. Our tea, our coffee, our macadamia nuts, our avocados, cut flowers, especially in South Korea and Japan, and just to mention a few. As I mentioned, we shall be able to give you further information around this, which are more succinct to allow you to be able to consider these opportunities further. When we come to the Middle East, And why we find that this is an opportunity for MSMEs is, first of all, the ease to which you can be able to get into Middle East, but most importantly, because of the fact that this is a region that imports most of its food products, and it allows you then to be able to have a competitive edge in trying to get into it. And again, what you're able to sell include what Kenya is known for: our horticulture, our tea, our coffee. This gives you an opportunity, especially of those who are into halal products, to be able to show your strength and your opportunities around that place, including especially dairy products. So what am I saying? I think this should be the last market that you're looking for. So we have the Americas as well. And the Americas, why you want to target there is because the pricing there, you'll be able to get good money for the products that you sell. And in America, one of the things, and the Americas, especially when you consider the United States and Canada, you're talking about textiles and apparel, especially for those of us who are operating in our EPZA. And largely as well, what Kenya is known for: tea, coffee, nuts. There's an opportunity for handicrafts and honey and organic products. And these, again, can be packaged for you as and when the need arises. So now that we have managed to understand the products that we have and the opportunities that are available, what is the call of action? The call of action begins by, first of all, understanding that these opportunities are to be explored, and you need to be able to do that through engaging and looking for opportunities abroad and getting information to address the challenge of information asymmetry. And you can do that by engaging Keproba, working with us to be able to see how we can facilitate, first of all, the information that you require, packaging of it, and thereafter facilitating in business matchmaking, making you be a participant in our trade promotion events, and being a recipient of our trade advisory services. And once you do that, we ask you to leverage on the trade frameworks that are available. We noticed that the Kenya-EU EPA gives you duty-free quota-free access. We have the Kenya-UK EPA that also gives you duty-free quota-free access to that market. We have AFCFTA that gives you access to 1.4 billion, a market of 1.4 billion people, and the early harvest agreement. So what we're saying is, please take your time to engage us with any of the numbers so that you can have this conversation further and deepen it. So I want to stop there and just thank you for lending me your ears and being able to be part of the journey of export promotion in Kenya. Thank you.
Asante sana, let us appreciate Vice Cabinet CEO Keproba. Beginning of coffee tena. And so that when she started, she said, I've been given 10 minutes, and we've spent 20. So in that spirit, those of us who are going to suffer the consequence are our next speakers. And to ensure that we keep time, I'm going to be very creative, like Flocker, okay? So I'm going to utilize digital means to make sure that we keep time. So our next speaker, I've given you, because I know I've seen your slides, they're like 65. Yeah. So I request that if you can sort of minimize, be very quick. So I'm going to put you at, can you manage at 6? 6 minutes, is it possible? Our next speaker, I'm looking at you, wherever you are. Okay, let me put this timer here so that we'll be able to observe time. So at this particular moment, ladies and gentlemen, at 6 minutes, let me add them 20 seconds so that at least they can get the 20 seconds to close it out. Please help me welcome Irungo Gema, Chief Officer, Strategy, Risk and Compliance at NSC, and your time starts now. Enjoy.
Good morning. So I have 6 minutes. Sorry, my name is Gift Corey. I am the manager for listings and capital raising at the NSC. I will be making a presentation, but my colleague Irungo Agema is here. Should you want to speak to him, you might as well do that. Now that I have 6 minutes on the clock, I will just dive right into the presentation. Please may I have the next slide. So when I say next, Next, please. Next. Next. Oh, back. Just go back one slide. Thank you. So just by way of introduction, the Nairobi Securities Exchange is the premier securities exchange in Africa. Last year but one, we've been the best performing market in Africa in dollar returns. Last year we returned 48% annual return. For those of you who joined that bandwagon, I'm sure you should be laughing all the way to the bank. But today I am here specifically to speak on SMEs, and as the NSC, we are very well aware that we cannot be relevant to the continent if we do not have a deliberate agenda for the SMEs. So our mission, our purpose really is to inspire Africa's transformation, and we know that in Africa about 80% of businesses are SMEs, contributing to about, on average, 40% to our GDP. Next slide, please. So the NSE is almost 10 trillion market cap market. That just speaks to the amount of wealth held at the NSE. We have two main products that we are known for, which is fixed income, mainly trading of government bonds, which currently sits at around 6 trillion. And on the equity side, which is the shares that are listed on the NSE, we are currently have a market cap of about 3.2 trillion. We are sector agnostic, representing very many sectors across our economy, including agriculture, automobile, all of those that are listed there. And very specifically, I think we know that agriculture contributes about 30% to our GDP, and we have a very sector-specific focus on agri here, and that's why Irungu is here, really to speak to the companies that are in the agri and agri-value chain in that regard. Please, may I have the next slide? From a market performance, I think I already touched on that, so I will skip this, but just to emphasize there that we are the best performing market in Africa in dollar returns. So should you have some money sitting under your mattress, I think now would be a good time for you to really look at the counters that are listed on the NSE, coming on the back of the family bank listing last week, which on the first day of its trading jumped 44%. So again, I don't need to emphasize. Please, may I have the next slide? Next slide. So I'll just speak very briefly for SMEs at the exchange. What are we doing for SMEs today at the exchange? There are two ways we are trying to position ourselves as an alternative avenue for raising capital for SMEs. We know that there is traditional bank financing, we have PEs and venture capital, but more often than not, we know that SMEs have always been marginalized from a funding perspective. And what's the NSC's role then in supporting SMEs to raise long-term, cheap, and sustainable capital? Number one, the benefits of coming through via the NSC is you get access to vast pools of capital. This includes institutional investors. Think about your pension funds, which are actually growing almost double year on year in terms of the assets under management. You get access to retail investors, and you also get access to both domestic and foreign investors. Number two, it enhances your profile as a company, given the critical levels of governance that we enforce at the exchange. Of course, a lot of the businesses that are here, and even the gentleman that is seated next to me, he runs a family business. So do many of the people in this room today. What we are saying is that the exchange is a very good platform for succession planning. We have seen very many businesses, very good businesses in Kenya, go down the drain because of succession battles. But having your company listed on the exchange provides a very clean way for you to transfer your shares to your next generation and ensure that you preserve that legacy as a family business. Now, did you know that when you sell your shares on the exchange, you are exempt from capital gains tax? So there's all this value that you've created. KRA, I know KRA are in the room, but this is by law. It's not just me saying. If you have built value in your company and you are looking to welcome other partners into the business, be it private equity, be it your friends and family or retail investors, when you sell your shares through the exchange, those shares are exempt from capital gains tax. capital gains tax is currently charged at 15%. So if you started your business with a value of 100 million and now you're looking to unlock that value at £1 billion shillings, you will pay 15% on that 900 million gain that you've made. Another reason why you should actively consider the exchange. Again, we've said corporate governance is really critical for us. We know that a lot of the businesses do well. We've seen marketers here, we've seen people who understand the farming business, but why don't our businesses scale and move actually past the founder generation? Mostly it's because of mismanagement, and that usually stems from weak corporate governance structures. So by putting yourself under a regulatory framework, which is, we are regulated by the Capital Markets Authority, you then force yourself to put in place systems and structures that ensure that your business becomes a going concern long after you are gone. We also provide you with a liquidity mechanism. I know my time is up, but very quickly, if we might skip this slide, please, let's go to the next slide. Next slide, please. Just one slide that I need to speak to. Keep going. Again. There. This is, I think, is the most critical slide, and this is the way SMEs come to the NSE. If you are sitting there, and I know that we have this market perception that the NSE is only is an elitist market serving big corporates such as Isuzu, which we hope one day will come to the exchange, or your Safaricoms and the big blue chip companies. We have a program called the Ibuka program, which is a tailor-made program that incubates and accelerates businesses so that they can be able to unlock capital markets funding. The business is structured in 3 ways. Number 1 is diagnostics. Number 2 is remediation. And number 3 is acceleration towards funding. Under diagnostics, we are very clear that we want to prepare businesses to become investor ready so that they can access our markets. We conduct financial evaluations, we do business plan evaluation, we do tax health checks. As you know, tax compliance is really important. We look at your corporate governance structures, we do legal diligence and risk evaluation, and we really compare your company against best market practice, which is the CMA regulation for companies that want to list on the exchange. Once we have identified the gaps in the business, we then have a team of consultants that help you remediate against the gaps in your business. So if you do not have corporate governance structures, then that means maybe you don't have a board, you're a single man key risk in the business, meaning you're the accountant, marketer, and everything. We help you then put together a board of governance that can help you run the company with you. And we work through all the gaps in the company to ensure that then you're ready to actually go market to raise money both privately and through the public markets. And that's what we do through our remediation program, where we work with external consultants across all those pillars to ensure that then you fix the gaps in your company. And then once you're ready to go to market, we accelerate you towards listing. Not listing, but we accelerate you towards funding. And we can do that both on our private market, which we call the unquoted securities platform, or on the main market, which is in the SME market segment. Now, you can raise money through various ways. You can do an initial public offering, which means then you're issuing your shares to the public for the first time, so that you can attract new investors, whether strategic or retail investors, to come in and provide equity capital. You can also raise debt on our market through the SME fixed income market segment. And the beauty about the way debt is structured in our market, if you look at corporate bonds, is that you only service the interest portion over the lifetime of the loan, and you pay the principal as a bullet payment at the end. Now, through the Ibuka program and through the partnerships that we have, especially with KDC now, we are able to guarantee companies that come through our Ibuka program that there is an off-taker sitting at the end of the transaction, so that if you meet that criteria and you have remediated against your business against all the gaps that exist, and you meet the funding criteria, then we have potential investors who are ready and willing to put money in your business, but you need to actually go through this process and make sure that your business is actually structured the right way. If I might go to the last slide, yeah. Okay. This, and I just wanted to emphasize the unquoted securities platform here. And just think about it as the baby pool to the big pool. This is for businesses that want to raise money through our markets, but are not yet ready to actually do it on the public markets. What then we have put in place is this unquoted securities platform, which is mainly for businesses that are still private, but would want to unlock funding through our institutional and retail investor network. You can come in here, think about it as an OTC market that is digitized. It allows for quick transfer of shares between parties. It's an efficient and flexible listing mechanism, meaning that this is regulated by the NSE. Therefore, then you do not have to go through a lengthy and arduous checklist process. This takes about 21 days. Are you able to bring in your company into the market, and we are able to then expose you to our network of investors. I know time is really short, but should you have any questions, and I know some of the people sitting in the room here are already part of this program. I know Blue Nile was part of the Ibuka program. My good friend Maria Mbeneka of Ranch Experts is also part of the Ibuka program, and we work through all of you. We want to engage with all of you to ensure that then we help you build your businesses sustainably. Lastly, I just want to talk about the partnership that we have with KDC. I think this is critical, so just give me 30 seconds. Going forward, we want to, we are partnering with KDC to institute a technical assistance program, which will basically take care of all the remediation services that we have listed there in preparation for either coming to the market through a listing or any of the other ways that I have mentioned for raising capital. So that means then we will provide grants to ensure that we prepare your businesses to come to market and eventually help crowd in investors who will be able to invest in all of your businesses which you have put your hard sweat, blood and tears. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to speak to all of you again.
Now let us appreciate Gift has done a great job. And for our next presenter, now this one is tricky because they are all right. Tell your neighbor Vindu Vichenjanga. Yes, so there's a bit of a change in our program. I know KRA, you're supposed to come in next. That's why I was very I was willing to give you an extra minute, being the taxpayer, but we'll be able to do that later on. But for now, our chief guest really wants to, because she has other engagement. But I'd like to call Madam DG to invite her. Then we will proceed with other parts of the program thereafter. So right now, please help me welcome Nora Ratemo, DG KDC. Pigeni makofi tafadhali ya kuja. Asante sana.
Every voice matters in building a resilient Kenya. Today we listen, learn, and co-create solutions that uplift our people. Our distinguished guests, our PS MSME, we call her the mother of the sector. Our board members, representative from the National Treasury, representing PS Kipto, Director Kagika, our board member, Director Ben Mketha, representing our outgoing board chairman, my fellow CEO from Creproba, fellow CEO from DBK and Isuzu, who are also our investee companies, Our most important guests for today, our customers, KDC clients, various partners from NAC, KRA, Flocker, and all other distinguished guests, KDC management and staff, good morning. So mine is very brief. I know we are running a bit late. One is to appreciate all of you in the room, especially our KDC customers. Today was a networking forum about getting to know you, for some of you, I'm meeting you for the first time, putting a face to the businesses that we actually support, equally bringing various businesses together. I'm hoping that by the time we leave this room, many of you will have been able to network, create new business opportunities. I think the presentation from Keproba was quite good because we're all competing for the same market here. But it's clear that Kenya is not a market enough. There are various other opportunities, and I think that's why KDC exists. We exist to support investors like you in the room to be able to expand your markets. Ours is about promoting more exports, being able to create more jobs. I know they say 90% of the jobs are from the MSMEs, so you here in the room are also the highest job creators, which is one of Kenya's government focus and one of the areas that they want to give key attention to. So ours today was basically for us to get to know all of you and for you to get to know each other and to appreciate you and to say that we actually value you, we value the business that you bring to us. We actually want to listen to you. The intention of this event was also for us to be able to launch new products that we have, to be able to disseminate that to you. Unfortunately, that event will be postponed because our guest of honor, who is the Cabinet Secretary for Trade, was not available today, but we'll be calling you again in 2 weeks' time to be able to carry out that. So yes, there's a lot that is coming up. But in the meantime, KDC has also listened to areas that have been a pain point to a lot of you. And one of them I know is the issues of collateral and how we are discounting these collaterals. And I want to report here today that from now on going forward, our policies have changed thanks to our board members here. We will now be discounting collaterals based on market value and not on first sale value as we've been doing before. I know that has really been a challenge for a lot of you. That is now going to change going forward. So those who are coming in for fresh loans, I think that will be pain points that we've since reduced. We are also creating a dedicated customer experience desk. If we were to listen to the customer journey for how you got your facilities, I know it's not been interesting for some of you, it's been painstaking. But I think we want to make this simpler, and that is why we were having this forum today. So we are creating a dedicated customer service desk, which will be facilitating you. We also have our business advisory team. I think part of the challenges we have is that a lot of you have your ideas in mind, have your business plan in mind, but are not able to articulate it in paper. Now, what the analysts are able to read are actually numbers, are actually opportunities. So besides us now just rejecting projects going forward, we have an able business development team that will be supporting you in terms of also putting your business plans together so that they're able to make sense to us and they're able to make sense to the analysts. You know, finance actually follows a lot of discipline. So one of them is that you have to be able to project that you're able to pay back this money. So allow me to also state that we are also exploring as KDC various opportunities to raise concessional funds for you. But why we invited the NSC here today is also for you business people to also see that the opportunity for funding does just not exist with these developmental financial institutions. There are also other opportunities out there. You can actually raise corporate bonds. You can actually list your companies on the stock markets and divest some of your shares. So there are various other opportunities of actually raising capital. And you in this room are actually mature to be able to now move your businesses to the stock market. Remember, KDC, our role and our mandate is just to de-risk you. We de-risk you so that you're ready for the private capital to be attractive to your businesses. So I don't know whether to say our role is done with a lot of you here today, but yes, we would like to push a lot of you now to start exploring other opportunities for raising capital. Our fund is not enough, and we will never have enough money to be able to meet all the requirements, all the funding requirements your businesses need. And your businesses are now at the scalable stage that need now to be funded to the next level. But there are various opportunities that exist, including the capital markets. We're also exploring various funds. There's the Green Fund that we shall soon be launching. The Green Fund will be an equity investment vehicle, but this one is being run by a fund manager. We will be putting equity into businesses, those businesses that are green and those that are looking to also green. That's also an opportunity for you. I know our business team has been trying to build a pipeline around this. So those who are looking to solarize their businesses, those who are looking to bring in energy efficient machinery, those who are looking to move into the EV space, and I think there's a very huge opportunity in that. Those who are looking at installing charging points, I think that is the fund for you. We also have the National Automotive Sector Development Project. This one we're also seeking to work with our partner here and various other partners under the State Department of Industry. So this will be a fund to support those who are able to manufacture components, those who are able to locally even manufacture vehicles. We'll also be looking at the EV vehicles in terms of this fund. We're also looking at a 200 million fund financing program that will now scale up the middle class businesses, but these ones we will not do it direct this time. We'll be channeling the funds through the commercial banks, so then the commercial banks look at you, but we will definitely implore to the banks to be able to transfer the concessionality back to you. But I think this is also another fund that we are looking at. We're also looking at a 12 billion industrial levy. A lot of you who are importing are also paying the industrial tax. This industrial tax is supposed to come back and be reinvested into businesses, and especially those who are in the manufacturing sector. So this fund, KDC, shall be the implementing fund. So we shall also be funding businesses within the manufacturing sector using this fund. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to thank all of you for coming forward and presenting yourselves, partnering with us on this journey. I mean, in the coming weeks, we shall be able to unveil the new customer-focused financial products. We had hoped that we'd do that today. However, as due to the reasons I've mentioned, we've not been able to do that. But now allow me, there are great people who, I'm sure, you know, people don't understand who KDC is. Yes, we're a developmental financial institution, different from my colleague here, who's governed by the central bank. Unlike him, we are not governed by the central bank. We are under the National Treasury. But we do comply with the regulations of the central bank so that we are also able to raise the money. But we are fully owned by the National Treasury, who's our shareholder and who requires a return. We are what is also known as a commercial entity. So that is why at times you find we're a bit hard with you, that the loans must be paid back, because at the end of the day, the funding comes through public funds, either through debt to the national government or money that is allocated through taxpayers, taxes that you pay. So that is why we apply the prudential guidelines to be able to safeguard these funds for the public. So allow me to invite the representative from the National Treasury, representing our shareholder and representing PS Kipto, to give his brief comments, and then we'll move to our representative representing our outgoing chairman, who will then invite our guest of honor, PS MSME, Ms. Susan Mangeni. Thank you all.
Once again, allow me to say good morning to all of you. Good morning. The Principal Secretary, State Department for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Madam Susan Mangeni, the board of Kenya Development Corporation, the CEO and DG Kenya Development Corporation, members of management of the corporation, representatives of the private sector who are key stakeholders in the mandate of the Kenya Development Corporation, our development partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you representing the entirety of the National Treasury, because to this event, our Cabinet Secretary had given his blessings. The two principal secretaries, the Principal Secretary for National Treasury, Dr. Chris Kipto, the Principal Secretary for Public Investments and Asset Management, Sere Odede, were keen to be participants in this event, and therefore gave joint remarks, which I will allude to in terms of them wishing KDC and the partners and the stakeholders a fruitful gathering this morning. So allow me at the outset to thank the Board of Management of the KDC for bringing together this distinguished group of partners, investors, development institutions, members of the private sector, and other stakeholders who all share a common interest in advancing Kenya's economic transformation. And today's engagement, as the DG has said, is an important opportunity to strengthen relationships, exchange ideas, and explore new avenues for collaboration. And this reflects the commitment of the corporation to ensure that its financing solutions continue to respond to the evolving needs of the economy and aspirations of our Kenyan enterprises. So for us at the National Treasury, we see this timing as particularly significant because we are now entering what we consider to be the next phase of national economic transformation. Having implemented wide-ranging macroeconomic stabilization measures over the last few years, our attention is increasingly shifting towards accelerating productive investment, industrial expansion, value addition, and private sector-led growth. Economic transformation cannot be achieved through fiscal policy alone, neither can it be delivered by commercial banks acting independently. It requires institutions that are prepared to finance opportunities whose development value exceeds their immediate commercial returns. And this is precisely the place and the space for the development finance institutions such as KDC, and therefore the KDC and its role remains indispensable in our country. So Kenya is pursuing what other nations worldwide, be it Korea through the Korea Development Bank, be it what Germany does with the KfW, and this then is what we find it to be the real space that, by playing its mandate, KDC is going to extend financing beyond individual projects, but it's going to help us unlock investment, it will bridge the market gaps, it will catalyze enterprises, and through this road then we have been told what KDC continues to do and what it even intends to do by what DG has given as a snippet of new products that it's looking to launch in a fortnight or so. As a government, we have also been undertaking fundamental institutional reforms to create an enabling environment within which institutions such as KDC can thrive. And I'm aware that most of you became alive to the significant reform that happened through the enactment of the Government-Owned Enterprises Act of 2025. And this, for KDC, is very progressive because it more than anything else, establishes a modern way of governance framework that will strengthen not just transparency, accountability, professionalism, and performance, but it gives KDC the leeway to do many more other things, including what DG has alluded to, launching new products with a lot of ease, with less bureaucracy, and with a lot of internal control of what it does. So the emphasis is no longer merely on compliance, the emphasis is on performance. And we are happy when KUnit tells us they have doubled or rather they have added about 225 new employments from just one product, not the safer product. When Madam Kavashe here reports that, the Isuzu can now talk of about 300% job creation within the span of time that she talked about, then I think this is very progressive. So the establishment of NIF, as you also know, is another transformation that the National Treasury has spearheaded recently. And indeed, this is actually the reason why our principal secretaries are not able to attend today, because there was a convention around the National Infrastructure Fund that was going on at the Treasury, and it had been pre-arranged. And that NIF, we support the bigger, infrastructure projects such as the ones in energy, the ones in railway, roads, and then for KDC to give us this access to our, to agri-business. My co-director here, Ben Mukeda, really gets to talk a little bit more about farming, and he has got a liking especially for those who are in the dairy industry and those who are fattening animals for meat. So let me then, ladies and gentlemen, say that the National Treasury will remain very supportive of all the efforts that KDC will continue to make. And going forward, we do encourage KDC to continue focusing on 5 strategic priorities. The first one, to continue measuring success through development impact as much as financial performance. The greatest measure of KDC success will be the number of livelihoods transformed through its investments. And that is why we cease to look at KDC as a conventional mobilizer of funds, but more so one that causes impact in livelihoods of Kenyans. Secondly, let KDC continue to deepen partnerships with multilateral development banks, with pension funds, with impact investors, and we are happy then that this stakeholder engagement is one that seeks to continue, with this kind of initiatives, so that the financing needs of our economy cannot just continue to rely on government alone. So every sharing invested by KDC should crowd in several additional sharings from private and international investors. Thirdly, let's continue embracing technology and digital innovation. Fourthly, let's strengthen green and climate financing, climate resilience. And finally, let us continue developing innovative financial instruments that respond to emerging sectors. Indeed, we look forward to the, to the 2 weeks that DG promised to invite all of us again here for those new products, which we do believe have been informed by the needs that have been assessed in the economy. So I won't say much because, again, I also know that we are all looking, to continue with the engagements that really are the discussions and the reason for our morning stakeholder gathering, so that we develop and deepen our networks. And having said that, then let me wish all of you a good time as we continue to network, and promise that on behalf of the National Treasury, the government's unwavering commitment to supporting KDC remains, and it will continue to support KDC so that KDC can drive investment, industrialization, and inclusive economic transformation. I thank all of you. May God bless you. And at this point then, it is my distinguished honor now as a member of the board to invite the representative of the chairman of our board at the Kenya Development Corporation, Ben Mukela, to come forward, make his remarks, and thereafter invite the chief guest, Honorable Susan Mangeni, to make her remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Mine is really brief. I think my colleagues have made relevant comments. But before I invite our chief guest, allow me first to appreciate all of you for coming today. You are really the purpose why we are there as KDC. Every day, every week, we receive various applications. And I've looked at very many of them. What really runs through is the way they're unique. Each one of you comes up with something so unique that as a board we sit down and say, why can't we have more of this? So as a board, it's been our privilege and pleasure to look at the various requests that come from all of you, and we look forward to getting more and more of those. For today, it's a great opportunity. It's your day. Please look around and ask yourself, who can I partner with? Because the opportunities are there. Whether it's from a bank to one of the banks that are represented here to give you some money, or whether it's knowledge, whether it's whatever partnership you like, they are all there, they're on the table. Please take your time to interact with your colleagues. As for KDC, we are evolving. Ours as a board is to ask, how can we make it easier for all of you? How can we make it easier for our partners? What more information can we give you? How can we improve the turnaround time? How can we improve the costs? How can we improve the collateral processes? And more important, how can you make you transition to the next level? Whether it's a second project, land project, or just leaving KDC to go and do business with bigger banks who are better positioned to support you in that journey. So for us as a board and with our staff, it's really to make sure that you succeed and you transition to the next level. And every day, in every meeting, that's what we strive to do. And that's something we shall continue trying to do to make sure that you're a success. With those few remarks, allow me again to appreciate all of you who are here today, to appreciate my fellow board members, especially the National Treasury, represented here by Mr. Kagika, our DG, our members of staff, our partners, and all of you. Thank you so much for coming. And at this moment, I would like to invite our guests, our chief guests. So kindly, we can all be upstanding, and we give our chief guests a welcoming.
Thank you. We can all be seated. Okay. Thank you very much. The board of KDC, represented here by the director, Director Benjamin Muketha, the National Treasury, PS, my colleague Chris Kipto, who is represented here, and a shareholder. I've been reminded that when you are in this sitting, he comes up as a shareholder, very strong shareholder indeed. Michael Kagika, the DG,
for KDC. I always call her my daughter, and she says no. So it's only yesterday that she accepted to be my daughter. When she called me, Mom, make sure you come. I'm the mother of the sector. My very good friend, Nora Ratemo. I can see another daughter of mine from a different father called Florence Mukabana also. And then, of course, we have Kiare here and all the Nairobi Stock Exchange. That was such a powerful presentation. Thank you so much. And all the government agencies who are represented here, our customers, the reason why we are here. Good morning once again. Now you are also my children because you are in this sector of MSME. So when we meet outside there, unasema to hi mom. You know, it feels so good when you are called mom. Hi mom, mom wa MSME sector. Now, so I must say I feel privileged and very much honored this morning to join in this conversation. This conversation is very much enriching, and I want to encourage all entities which are here, especially from the national government, that we need to keep on creating such kind of platform. Just even having breakfast meeting or having a luncheon conversation so that our potential customers can get to understand opportunities which are here. Anytime you hear the word government, government also comes as a room, as a window of opportunities. And what has been happening is that we have so much. Anytime you see our president, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, going outside there, many trips that sometimes some people keep on talking about them, he goes there to open opportunities. Opportunities for Kenyan people, and most importantly, the private sector. Anytime you see him on stage talking about what you're doing, what you plan to do, those are opportunities. But again now, the gap is how well do we connect the people, the Kenyan people, the very industrious, the hardworking Kenyan people with such opportunities. So that the connection is what we need now to bring up front, and I'll say through such kind of engagement that like the one which the KDC has organized this morning. We need to have more of such. I also want to encourage KRA. You know, tea is known to be Kenyan, so anytime, welcome, call us for a cup of tea, you know, such and explain to us some of these things, because we want to see how we can work together. So I want to commend KDC for having been thoughtful about creating such an engagement. And this is really good and speaks to us, given that we are having this conversation a few days after us having observed a very high level, the International MSME Day in this country, where we get to celebrate MSMEs for their very significant and very critical role they play in world economies. And you in this room, most of you, are the MSMEs that we continue to celebrate. So happy belated MSME days. And for those of you who are keen, on Saturday, when we were having those celebrations and the conversation that were going on, His Excellency the President initiated a public conversation, and which I'm glad that KDC has taken up and is creating a platform where we can continue discussing. And this conversation was, how do we unlock private sector financing to the MSME so that we can unlock their growth, support them to scale up, become competitive, and help us create more sustainable and secure jobs into our economy. It's a conversation that began there in public. It's a conversation that we want to keep on taking forward, and we are not going to relent until we come up with a formula on how we can support our MSMEs who are represented here today to access affordable credit that can enable them grow their businesses, expand, find the missing medium, have so many of those small enterprises moving to medium-sized enterprises, and eventually graduate to larger corporates that then can give us secure jobs streams into our economy to take care of our young people. So I'm so happy that my firstborn daughter took it up and she has started this conversation, and we want, if possible, at least every month to be having this kind of engagement so that we share more information. We also get feedback from the private sector, especially the MSMEs, on how best we can work out products that will enable their growth. So sitting there and listening to testimonies, especially the success stories, you know, it was really very enriching. And I was just wondering myself, all this is happening, and I'm glad that the media are also invited here. You know, many times when we ask what is the government doing, and all these people who are here, this is an example of what the government is doing. Because as you've heard from them, some of them were saying we were stuck. We came up with this idea, we went to KDC. So KDC is one of our development financing institutions that the government deliberately elects to invest in MSMEs to ensure that they can have access to capital, long-term capital, but also ensures that they exist in a very de-risked environment. So if you're still asking what is the government doing, the government is there with you through institutions like KDC, through institutions like a PROBA, and then through a friendlier KRA. KRA in the room, where are you? I can see you've already started sending us messages. Umesema 30th is almost. Si ndio hivyo? Wapi KRA? Mwapigie makofi. Just stand up if you are KRA. Where is KRA? Okay, can you clap for him, please? Thank you so much. We actually were seated there and we felt we were rushing you because there was great conversation and presentation taking place. And since this is an engagement and networking, we wanted to finish our own official thing, give you this blessing so that even after we leave, you continue with the conversation. So we want to apologize for having disrupted the flow of presentation, but we felt we will not have done justice to all of you if we don't have an opportunity to ask questions so that then you come out of this room loaded with answers, and not just answers, but also connection that can take you. I just want to say a few things in addition to what I've already said. So, where we are headed to, like I've said, you've heard us talk about the Singapore journey, and we're serious about it, by the way. We are serious about Singapore journey, and it is happening. And you are the people who are the drivers of this Singapore journey. But I must also say this, that we see these success stories, and I was telling Nora, how come the conversation around success stories ends here? We want to ask you, and I want to ask Nora, and maybe probably also take this opportunity to direct her, now that in now my other capacity as the peers, that I want you to enter into an arrangement with all these financials that you have. That every time when you have financed them, they must also agree that we will be using them as testimony. Is that okay? Tunaelewana? Kupatia there, they must agree that we'll use their stories, we'll feature their brand to showcase what the government policy interventions are bringing to this sector. I mean, this is what happens even in the private sector. They support you and they say, you will allow us to use your image, will allow us to use your story. So we want to tell the story so that we can open, we can make many more people also to come who feel that it's difficult. Because if they hear from you who applied, to tell them how you applied this facility and you're able to get so easily, then they are also going to come in. Because at times, there is this notion that it's very difficult to access this facility. So, in addition to us financing you, you'll also accept that we use you as a success stories, and we tell your stories also to the world, so that then our development partners can also bring in more resources, and you access many of those resources to expand your business. As men of that opinion say aye. As men of that opinion say aye. Aye have it, isn't it? So Nora, you need to look at those term sheets and you have to include hapo mahali yoka disclaimer or something that you, the legal team will help you to put there. Because we don't tell these stories. So it comes out, outside there as if we are not doing anything as government. The other bit now is to KDC and all our DFIs. There is this thing about perpetuity about our customer. And I listened to one success stories here. I can't quite remember which company who was saying, I say working with KDC, was it 2019, 2018 there? Thereabout, right? I'm sure you have customers whom you've worked with this journey. KDC was founded in 1955, probably when most of us, only me had been born. Most of you not born then. Okay, before even we became independent. But I'm sure the customers who have found comfort home in KDC and are not willing also to exit so that we can bring in more people. So we are here to support you to gain roots. After you've gained certain roots, certain level of competitiveness, you are ready to compete in the competitive market outside there. You can now venture into the capital markets outside there, or even commercial bank, and be supported, so that we also create room for other upcoming MSME. So I'm always challenging DFIs, including the very own KIE, which is under me. You cannot tell me that you have been servicing someone for 15 years, 20 years. Honestly, you are the one who is making that company not to grow. Because we have a huge pipeline of our young people now that we don't even have jobs. At the time when KDC was established, people were being employed before they even graduate. And maybe people who were lucky to be in those spaces, even your parents will tell you, they were receiving an appointment letter before they could graduate. Because now there were job opportunities, but we did not have the talent. But today, it is the reverse. We have many talents outside here, but the job opportunities are not there. It becomes a struggle even to get an internship. So that's why now we also have to rethink. So we're encouraging our young people that we want you to become entrepreneurs. But if we clog, if we congest the pipelines that can support them, we are not willing to move. And when we talk about this succession, it's never only in politics. Succession is everywhere. Even in business, even in the economic sphere, there is an element of succession. You have to move so that someone else also comes and gain that same experience, and then you have to graduate. So I'm thinking as if we have this thing, this is our good customers. Of course, they are good because they repay on time, but now they're benefiting from some certain subsidy because the treatment you get under KDC, as you yourself have confessed, is not what you get in the market. But we give you this experience so that now you become more strong, you strengthen yourself to compete na wale ambao wako huko nje. That's the only way you can grow. So I think again we need to look at our financial products, our models, to bring in that bit of succession, knowing that we have millions of young people coming up with good ideas, but there is no space to accommodate them because we have these good customers who have refused to age and who have refused to go and fight outside there. So good people, yeah, they can even go to stock market. As men of that opinion say, I have it. There's no room for nay. So I think this is where we need to go. So to keep pace with the pressure we are getting from our young people, because we don't want to come there and KDC start good customers vis-a-vis. The third issue which I need to discuss going forward, we've said we are going to restructure and some of our financial products so that then they meet you at the point of your need, whether you're a young person, whether you're women, or whether you are persons with disability, or whether you are a larger corporate. We're also thinking about a tiered financing model to reflect what we have in this MSME ecosystem. You saw on Saturday, His Excellency the President talked about an MSME financing gap of 3 trillion. And for the last 3 years, the commercial banks said they have only injected 1 trillion. We have a financing gap of 2 trillion. And again, His Excellency the President also said the vast majority of those who are being served are not the bottom of the pyramid that we are targeting. Because the entrepreneurship at the bottom of the pyramid has also an element of livelihood. Because that mama mboga, akiweka mboga yake leo jioni, she is assured kwamba hata lala njaa. Atakula kwanza hiyo mboga, alafu ndiye asonge mbele. So before they think about profit, the prosperity, they're always thinking about livelihood. So if that is the case, then what we need to do, we need to adopt a tiered financing model, number one, which recognizes the social impact of the financing that we do. That when we give Mama Mboga, and I'm speaking to circles that are being supported and MFIs through KDC, that last mile, that Mama Mboga who comes to borrow your money, when you give that Mama Mboga maybe 5,000, believe you me, not all that 5,000 is being injected into the business. 1,000 could be taking someone back to school. Like now kids have come for midterm, right? Now they need to go to school. Hata sema hii pesa ni ya kuinject, anachukua the 1,000 and take it, do those other social obligation. Because in any case, that's the reality that is facing us. There's no way your child will be sick, ujalipa sha, alafu unasema wacha mimi kwanza ninunue mboga. Utalipa hiyo sha kwanza, huyo mtoto atibiwe. So the social aspect of the financing, that facility which you've given them, sometimes we behave as if it doesn't exist. So even as you work out your risk, you calculate your risk, you must ask yourself, what portion of this money is going for the social impact? It will be there. Believe you me not. That's why when they come to repay, and that's a reality which you must work with. When they're coming to repay back, you see people struggling. They struggle because part of it had to take care of the basics, which is a must for this person to be alive to do business. So who is covering that? That becomes the first loss. Whether you like it or not, you're financing MSME, you must know there is always a first loss that is attendant to social obligation. And this is life. Then so you must provide for that. So that if an MSME has repaid you 80%, that's a good MSME. Usimunyime kwa sababu hiyo 20% ilifanya hiyo maneno ingine ya survival. So you must. How good is a good MSME? If I struggle, I paid up to 70%, I come for top up, give me. Because ideally, the 30 or the 20 or the 10%. So as we restructure our products, we need to develop that with the life. That's the basics of life outside there. Or you come up with other de-risking tools that can enable this person, insisting that as they borrow, you see, we usually say there are two factors or enemies of growth, according to me. Number one is sickness. And that's what you're trying to achieve through SHA. You must make sure that all your customers, especially at the bottom of the economic pyramid, each one of them at least is armed with SHA. That's part of de-risking. Number two is usually about rent. Rent in this town, especially in urban population, is also one nuisance that every time as we move towards 30th or 20th, you start asking yourself, how am I going to pay? To pay rent. So again, if there are opportunities for investment, like now we're talking about affordable housing, that Mama Mboga, if you can come up with a plan, also they access those facilities. If you can deal with those two, you would have de-risked your capital that you are injecting into this person. So this thing, we do not just say, oh, this is not for us. No. If you want your loan pipeline, if you want a good portfolio where NPL are very low, you have also to ask yourself, what is happening at the background? Because these are the things that happens there. Now, then after that social strata, then it comes affordable financing level. And this will have to be deliberate. You have a graduate coming up with an idea. You want to introduce this graduate to the market rate. Nothing will happen. This person does not even have a place where they're going to do this. Even if it's online, I know Florence, you're very big on online digital platform. They also do not come for free. There must be some cost, the initial cost. So that kind of caliber of customers requires affordable financing, which introduces them in trade, but which will not shake them so that they get scared. Then from there now, that's where KDC comes in, why all of you chose KDC, where we call the below the market, just below the market. So below the market is a bridge. It will now transition you. From then, we have to agree, you cannot be playing at just below the market forever. That is not growth. Growth, you have to take in new challenges. You have to confront the market the way it is and size up yourself and see how you survive in that market. So DFIs, from where we sit, they need to stop at just below the market, maybe with 1 or 2 points below. Then from there, we decide how many times can you benefit there. Maybe you'll be there, maybe twice. The third time you come in, you should be able to graduate. I mean, you cannot be in Form 4 forever. Good people. Am I saying something? Yes. So, you benefit once, twice to kusukuma huko national stock. They've said Nairobi Stock Exchange, they've said they have so many products for you. They are waiting for you. KCB is there, Equity is there, everybody is there. I think if we structured our financing model in that regard, we are going to take care of nearly everyone. Are we together? So that's what KDC, this is what we want to discuss. So lastly, that was my message. So my message to you is that you should not sit comfortable. In fact, if you are a firm and you have KDC as your strategic financial partner, it can never be permanent. It can never be in perpetuity. Then you are not growing, and we want you to grow. Now you need to start looking at KCB. If you've been supported maybe 3 times, 4 times, now usonge uko mbele. Najua in government nowadays we have what we call 100% transition from primary to, we also want to do 100% transition from affordable financing, you know, to just below the market. They'll come up with a very nice name, and then to the banks. Because then we free huku nyuma, then we bring in more hustlers. To MFIs and circles, you know, you people, we ventured into you so that you can help bridge the gap. That there was a huge gap between the people and the commercial bank. Believe you me today, some of you are as worse. You are even much more worse than those banks. The commercial bank, which is quite unfortunate, by the way. And the funny thing is that for SACCOs, you're also lending against my own savings. But it's like even savings, you have not accepted saving as a good collateral. You will still load it with certain very high level interest rates. So when we say all of us are as guilty as charged in terms of driving, you know, and fertilizing poverty in this country, I think we are. We should repent, because we are not really helping our people. Someone invests in, deposits the savings, but still that savings is not working for them. So we are kind of almost predating on them, which is unfortunate. So we need to know that one day by day, I keep on telling people, maybe I'm a false prophet, and I know Treasury, you are here. I keep telling the banks, you people, you get excited to lend to government, very much excited to lend to government. What you do not know that government does not just create money or grow money. Government gets money from the people. You deny these people money. You have refused to take risk on them. Anytime, no matter how much we push down the CBK based lending rate, but you guys are still there when it comes to your risk. You'll wake up one day with no customers to serve. There will be no customers. When we came in as the new administration, almost 8 million Kenyans, because of corona pandemic, were in CRBs. Negatively listed, you know what that means. Imagine 8 million Kenyans in good credit standard, I will say so, only that some disruptions were happening all over the world, if not corona pandemic, to the geoposition, you know, the Ukraine-Russia fights, we had very high inflation. And recently when Strait of Hormuz refused to bend, you know what also happened in the fuel prices and stuff. But you feel safe lending to us, the government, and you deny the people who generate money to the government. One day you'll wake up, you have nobody to lend. So how do we mitigate this? I was just sharing a few notes there, and I can also share with you that I know the CSR, which, I mean, corporates have done so well. The corporate social responsibility, you doing a good job, perfect. Some of you help us to build schools, some of you help us to build those facilities here and here, you know. But again, every year we know so there are profits. You announce profits. And as an MSME hustler seated there, when I see billions of shillings being announced, when I say, and I cannot access even a facility, it doesn't look neat. So we are saying maybe we need now to redirect our CSR policy in this country and say where we have a gap, we need support is in the financing. Help us to make our population, especially young people and women, become lending ready, become investment ready, become credit ready. A portion of that money, even if it's 10%, the ones that you want to help us build infrastructure, if you invest in them through grants, you saw recently the miracle that just believing in young people through the Nyota project, the kind of excitement we've seen. And they were in millions, over 3 million applied. They just want an access to a facility that can enable them to do something. If we rework on our CSR policy, redirect all those resources into giving certain patient capital, certain grants, small grants, 50,000, 100,000, to young people, you start preparing your pipeline for tomorrow. And I keep on telling them, because I'm a very staunch fan of Harambee Stars and, of course, Arsenal. And so the first one is Harambee Stars, FC Leopards, and of course Arsenal. Na mjue sisi ni ma champions. We'll keep on reminding you so that you know that we are the yeah, and you must know we are the champions, EPL champions. So now, I said, do you know the reason why all of us get glued to EPL and European football? Because the massive investment they put in the academies. You want your next generation of players. You must start preparing them. Nobody's preparing you for your next players. They invest in their own academies. I had Florence who talked about export promotion academy. I think that's fantastic. So every player here, you want customers. You must prepare your own customers. As a government will do that formal education, but if you want to have a customer, a good customer, you must invest in preparation of this customer. So the financial institution, the challenge to you, you want good customers in your bank, start investing in them while they are still very young through certain mutuachizo ma classroom tutajijengea. Because if you invest in them, they do businesses, these people are going to raise revenue, isn't it? And that revenue will go into those infrastructural developments. So your CSR, tuisukume yote, ipatie hawa vijana grant, some patient capital, so that they can start putting the idea into the market to commercialize the idea and they have a job. As men of that opinion say, I have it. There is no nay in this conversation. So I felt I just needed to assure you that as a government, we have your back. We are there to support you through interventions like what KDC is doing. I know very soon, maybe in a couple of days or a couple of weeks, we'll be launching here a number of products. I'm here because I know there is a project that I coordinate, and they are part of the beneficiaries, implementing agency, Kenya Jobs Economic Transformation. I come up with a green investment fund, isn't it? A facility that promotes green enterprises, green industrialization. If you have those ideas, and I think we'll be unveiling. She is also having some other facility, climate, to de-risk, especially those businesses that get affected by climate change, like during floods, during droughts, and all those. So we work together, and I know that she has very good plan. KDC have got a very good plan for you. We're also working on a credit guarantee scheme. We are actually engineering the existing credit guarantee scheme under Treasury. We now want to make it a company so that then we have the minority share and bring in more investors to populate that scheme. So then we keep on now taking a huge, probably primary loss on some of our MSMEs. So we have plans, and as was highlighted by His Excellency the President, we will never get tired until that time when we will see that the bottom of the pyramid is properly served And apart from financing, Aisoke Proba, you are talking about the export support institution, but there is one critical institution which you did not include there, and this is the ICT, the Konza Techno, because of the digital, the e-commerce that you are talking about. We continue. I think we need to build maybe an ecosystem that has every, like a one-stop shop, so that when they come, they're able to know where do we get financing, the capacity building, and capacity building. KDC and Nora, I was just sharing with you there, is not a one-off event. You need to keep on working with them. It's not a disbursement. It has to go on and go on until we see to it that a micro business has grown into a small business has scaled up into a medium, and a medium-sized enterprises then have grown into large enterprises and corporates. Ladies and gentlemen, as I wind up on my submission, I want just to say, if I didn't say this, it will not be good, that many people keep on talking about, and I talk about it, South Korea, where South Korea is and where we are today. Of course, we used to do better in 60s. You can imagine we had come up with KDC. They never had an institution like KDC. It was ICDC, right? They never had such kind of an institution. At the independence in 60s, we were far much about, way ahead of them. We had good, our blueprint, sessional paper number 10 that people have talked about was there, and many, they came also to borrow from it. They have even borrowed. At one point we gave them money, we were donor. Kenya, we are very good. We donated to them. But their journey of transformation is just 30 years old. That's how they've been able to turn around and do everything they've done. I was there a few weeks ago, and of course I had been there before, but this particular one, I just needed to understand how they support their enterprises and what is the secret in this journey. And you establish that the secret is in how they unlock the growth of their MSMEs, the enterprises. They have really enterprised everything. Any discipline that is taught at the university or at TVET institution there is always business development aspect built around it. So they are very much deliberate and very much intentional. That's why today they have more than 800,000, actually the figure was 875,000 enterprises that can create 5 jobs and above. 5 jobs and above in the economy. And those are enterprises that are export-facing, export-oriented, like an export, and create more jobs. And I think the same stories with China, the same stories with Singapore and many other countries. Come back to Kenya, where we were, we're only talking about less than 100,000 enterprises that can give us 5 jobs and above. And very few which are export-oriented. So how can we be the same? We cannot be equal, isn't it? So the secret for us of transforming our economy is unlocking your growth. That's why we don't want you to be comfortable. You are micro, nasema mimi niko sawa, hapana. You must be able to graduate, move on to another level. With all those many remarks, I want to say this conversation continues, and let's keep on committing ourselves. We'll keep catalyzing you, but you also need your commitment into, it must come in you. It must be an inherent willing to grow. Because ukishikwa mkono na ushikiki, pia itakusaidia, isn't it? Don't fear credit, because I don't think if there is any business that can work without credit. Credit is part of financing, part of accessing capitalization. So allow me to say that this engagement now is officially and constitutionally open. You're free now to interact. Make sure you move out of this place with as many contacts as you can get, and keep in touch. Nowadays, I don't work with business cards because I give people business cards and they don't make use of it. So, but I can give a number for those who are interested. Thank you very much and have fruitful engagement. Asante.
Asante sana. Nuclear State Department for MSME Development, Susan Mabini. Asante sana, we appreciate your remarks. I understand it's quite a busy morning. But in that spirit, I know we've been seated for quite a minute. Is it proper for us just to stand for a minute, please? Just stand up for a minute, stand up for a minute. Alright, speak to the person sitting next to you, tell them why you're paying attention. Ask them why you're paying attention. Are you sure? If they're too defensive, it becomes difficult. Okay. Now. This is only standard practice since we've opened up officially by the powers that be. Just raise your right hand, raise your right hand, raise your right hand, everyone. Raise your right hand. Alright. Repeat after me. I. Then mention your name. Somebody is saying mention your name. Okay, say I. Then mention your name. I do swear that for the rest of the program, which is not very long, we'll have fun, I'll exchange contacts, and I'll celebrate those who are going to be awarded here. So help me God. Right, look at your name and tell them God will help you, Senor. Alright, so at this particular moment, let us just, I know we've officially opened, and Madam, we can have our seats, please. We can have our seats quickly. Now, a quick one. We are supposed to do a very quick award presentation, and it would have been really nice to have Madam PS. I don't know whether you're moving out right away. She's still around, or she's leaving. Oh, there awards here, definitely. Sawa. So, we have quite a number of categories, and we want to celebrate our partners here, different businesses that have demonstrated excellence in different categories. Some of them being impact creation, some of them being sustainability and green investment, investment excellence, export and tourism, and customer loyalty. These are the categories that we are celebrating this evening and awarding. Three, we'll have the second runners-up, first runners-up, and winner. So, to help us present the first category of awards, even as we do away with this particular podium, so that we can have a good picture. Is it possible to just move it by the side? Oh, thank you very much. Okay, Asante. He's a very strong man. All right, Asante. So, I'd like to welcome Director Kagika. Director Kagika, please come on stage. You'll help us present the annual awards in recognition of valued partnership and contribution to impact creation. Welcome, sir. It's a very nice tie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these particular businesses have made effort, and when they're called up, please appreciate them. Is that okay? So, second runners-up in this particular category, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Kapute Farm Limited. Beginning Kapute Wakofi. Where's Kapute? There you go. Okay, hand over the award to, that is, we recognize you, your valued partnership and contribution to impact creation. Asante sana. First runners up, we have Eastern Orchards Limited. Let's appreciate Eastern Orchards Limited as they come. There you go. And these ones are creating much impact in the society. Thank you very much. And the winner in this particular category, ladies and gentlemen, is the one and only Thika Cloth Mills. Let's appreciate Thika Cloth Mills as she comes. Come on, we can do better. Alright, beginning Thika Cloth Mills Limited Coffee. Asante sana. That is a recognition for their valued partnership and contribution to impact creation. Director Kagiga, thank you very much. I'll release you. Up next, I'd like to invite Director Mutheka. Director Mutheka, please come. Please come to present the next set. And this one is a recognition of their valued partnership and contribution in sustainability and green investment. And second runners up in this particular category, I'd like to call upon Nutri Nuts and Fruits Limited. Where's Nutri? I appreciate them as they come. Alright, just walk from this side so that you don't surprise our awardee. Asante sana. That is Nutri Nuts and Fruits Limited. First runners up in this category on matters ESG, Courts Paper and Boards Limited. Appreciate Courts Paper and Boards Limited. Do you have representation from Courts Paper and Boards Limited? Thank you very much. I appreciate this gentleman, a good friend of mine. Asante sana. This is contribution to sustainability and green investment. And the winner in this category is Bahari Beach. Bahari Beach, Asante sana. And even as Bahari Beach comes, thank you very much, Director Mutheka, for helping us with that. The next category, I'll call upon Madam DG. DG KDC, please come and help present these awards. And this one is contribution to investment excellence. The second runners-up in this category, ladies and gentlemen, is Almasi Beverage Limited. Let us appreciate Almasi Beverage Limited. Where are they? Alright, I see there. Beginning my conference of early. Almasi Beverage Limited, first runners-up under investment excellence. Help me welcome Minet Kenya Insurance Brokers. Representation from Minet. Do you have a representation from Minet? Thank you very much, gentlemen. Karibu sana, karibu sana. Thank you very much. And the winner in this category of investment excellence, please, I'm welcome Isuzu East Africa Limited. All right, come on, appreciate the winners, Isuzu. They have seen that they should buy their cars. They are very much willing to make sure that your logistics is on board. Thank you very much, Asante sana, and thank you very much, Madam DG. And right now, I'd like to call upon the PS Department for MSME Development, Ms. Susan Mangeni, to help us gift the next category. And these will be two categories, Madam PS. So the first category is export and tourism. And this, we have our second runners up in this category of export and tourism. Please help me appreciate Betty Investments Limited. Where is Betty? Pigeni Betty makofi mazuri tafadhali. Thank you very much. The first runners up under contribution to export and tourism, and that has been a critical conversation about boosting exports from the MSME sector. Please help me welcome Jade Fresh Limited. Where's Jade Fresh Limited? Asante sana. Wapigeni makofi yaliyofike. Kazi nzuri sana. That is export and tourism. And the winners in this category, please put your hands together and help me welcome Rhino Watch Limited. Rhino Watch Limited. Begin Rhino Watch makofi tafadhali. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Then we have export and tourism. And lastly, Madam Pierce, help me present the contribution to customer loyalty, because it's all about the people. The customer is king. The second runners up in this category is Star Concrete Limited. Star Concrete Limited. Appreciate Star Concrete Limited. They have a concrete plan for customer loyalty. First runners up in this category, Blue Nile Wire Products Limited. Blue Nile, where are Blue Nile? Thank you, sir. You can just come to us this end. Asante sana. Pigeni makofi tafadhali. These are the first runners up. And finally, the winners in this category contribution to customer loyalty. Please help me appreciate Lake Dairies, South Lake Dairies. Beginning my coffee. And as we give the final winner, I'd like to welcome the rest of the winners in all categories. If you are the winner, that is Picker Cloth Mills, please come to the stage. Bahari Beach, please come to the stage. Isuzu East Africa, sir, you may just remain at the stage. Isuzu East Africa, let's have Rhino Watch so that we have a group photo with Madam PS. Please, let us have all the winners. Let me also welcome Madam DG and the chair, please. Also representation from Treasury. Can we join in the photo? Let us balance it out. Asante sana. Now let us smile to the cameras. You need to balance, yeah? Let's have ladies. Okay, some gents here. We have two. We good? Sawa. Is that well balanced? Guys, let us smile. We have the best smiles in the world. Let us utilize them. Appreciate our winners, Tafadali. They have done an incredible job. And now the rest, so that you don't feel locked out, and you should have a photo with the PS and also Madam DG. If you're first runners up or second runners up, please join the stage. Come to the stage quickly. If you're part of the first runners up, let's have Eastern Orchard, Coast Papers and Board. Please just come. Thank you very much. Let's have Minette Kenya also come. Let's have Jet Fresh. Please come to the stage. And Blue Nile Wire Products. Let's also have Kapute Farm, Nutrinuts and Fruit Limited, Almasi Beverage Limited, Betty Investments and Star Concrete. Let's have all of us. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Please come. Please come. Some of us can also stand a bit lower here. Thank you very much. Yes. There you go. You guys. Okay, we can form another layer here. I think we can, cameraman. Okay, hapo nataka hapo. Aya. Wapande juu tafadhali, tupande juu. Haya, tusonge mbele. All right. Haya. He's a bit tall, so he'll stand hapo nyuma too. Lady, there was one of the recipients. You're being called. Do not blitik us, tafadhali. Asante sana. Is there any other person who's blitiking us with their awards? Asante sana. Thank you for coming. Any other person? Okay. Is cameraman? Kila mtu anaonekana. Please let us just follow the cameraman's instructions so that we have a good photo. Asante sana. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our winners this morning. They have done an incredible job across different impact areas. For example, impact creation, sustainability and green investment, investment excellence, export and tourism, and also being the best in customer loyalty. Really appreciate you. You've got any of your photos. Asanteni sana. Release all of us. We're beginning our conference. I appreciate these wonderful people. Asante sana. And at this particular moment, since our time is long gone, I'd like us to have our closing remarks. Okay? It will be brief and to the point. So at this particular moment, please help me welcome Haman Gishuge from KDC to give us brief closing remarks before we close our networking session and allow people to have a good time. All right, sir. All right. Would you like a podium, sir? All right, no problem. It would be nice you prepared your notes very well. Can I get some leakage? All right, that's good. Asante sana. You're going to do well. All right, if you're sitting next to a winner, please just congratulate them so that they don't feel these guys are looking at me badly here. Yes, so congratulate them and tell them I'm coming for your award next year. So at this particular moment, ladies and gentlemen, Haman Gishuge with the phone. Okay, Haman, I'd like to just before you close here, we'd like to do one thing. So may I just request if you step up just for a minute. There is an award here that I almost forgotten. And how many people know the KDC chair? Just raise your hand if you know the chair. Okay, only one person in the room. Thank you very much. All right, 2, 3. Now, it's been an incredible gentleman, very supportive. For us to have this kind of impact, it takes goodwill, especially in time. If you have a strong chair, you will go so far. And today, we like to appreciate them. There is a portrait of him, and there is a video of that particular portrait. Can we have that video on? So that you see how the chair comes to life. And thereafter, we'll hand over the finished products, okay? Just focus on the screens. And then ask your neighbor, did you take art classes? Look at that. The chair coming to life, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. At this particular moment, look at the chair. Looks amazing. Thin strips, suit, attention to detail, and to help us present this particular gift, which is done by Wamai Arts. We talk about investing in creating economy. This is a true demonstration. Look at that. Pigeni Wamai makofi. like to welcome our DG, Madam DG, you may just come. And to receive this particular award, Madam DG, you will hand over the award on behalf of the chair. Oh, the peers. Okay. Madam Peers, please. I request that you allow to me. Unapatia huyu. Sawa sawa. Kujeni napenda hivi. Vile program ina change. Tafadhali tukuje. Alright. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Okay. So, kuja on stage. Kuja on stage. Look at that. This stage will go to me later, but this is a handover, just appreciation. An appreciation of the wonderful work that our chair's been doing. Yes, can you move the podium kidogo? I know, so that we have the background. Thank you very much, Madam Pierce. Asante sana. All right. Ask your neighbor, have you ever been drawn? Have you ever been drawn like an art drawing? All right, this is the proper handover of the chair's portrait by Madame Pierce, and we'll make sure that the portrait is hanging in the right place. We gave him a coffee in appreciation of our chair. He's done an incredible job, and thank you very much for his input. Asante sana. Now, with that said, we are now ready for closing remarks. Okay, let's have our stage back. I think now Serena is thinking about getting a lighter stage here. And then just move very quickly. So asante sana. This is quite heavy, but it's good for a workout session. Now, once more, the gentleman have been introduced 3 times. Now is your moment. Please put your hands together and help me welcome Muhammad Gishugi. Beginning my coffee to Madari as he does closing remarks. Asante.
Thank you. Our customers who've been the guests today, our PS on your way out, and the National Treasury, our stakeholders from the Capital Markets Authority, colleagues at KDC, good morning. Sorry, it's afternoon. So, still morning, sorry. As we come to the close of today's forum, we sincerely thank all of you for your presence, your time, and energy that you have brought into this room. We are honored that you took your time to come and be with us, share your experiences, network, and get new business engagements, and equally understand our products and services. We appreciate our stakeholders for collaboration and this far that we've worked together, and look forward to doing it more and more. Equally, this has not been a success without our KDC team, our media team, our event organizing team, and also the hosts. We thank you for helping us organize such a good event. What we have built today is beyond the program. We begin on a stronger, more connected community. We're looking at strengthening sustainable relationships that will grow, deliver value, and create long-lasting impact after today. As we live here, we encourage you to live with at least 5 contacts, 1 business engagement, and make sure that all your records are left with KDC for continued collaboration and communication and sharing what we have for you now and the future. Thank you for being part of this first step. We look forward to many others, and equally grow a stronger KDC, stronger customer engagement, and big MSME framework and network that will grow the economy together. We look forward to this journey together, and we look forward to having you more and more and in other business engagements. Thank you all. God bless you. Have a pleasant day, and God bless Kenya.
Okay, thank you very much, Herman Bishuli, for the closing remarks. And wherever you're seated, you're receiving something from KDC. Asante sana. We really appreciate your time. Now, let's all be upstanding wherever we are. Let's all be upstanding. Now I'm going to give instructions, okay? I'm going to give instructions, and ours is just to follow the instruction. Is that in order? Okay. I say, for example, be in groups of 5. Okay? Just find yourself in groups of 5. Is that okay? Alright, thank you very much. So ladies and gentlemen, let us be in groups of 4, 2 ladies, 2 gentlemen. Find yourself in such a group. Groups of 4, 2 ladies, 2 gentlemen. Let's see who's gonna be left hanging. And 2 gentlemen. It's called gender balance. Gender balance. 2 ladies, 2 gentlemen. Groups of 4, groups of 4, groups of 4. Come on, guys. Come on, are we in groups of 4? These guys are just hanging around. Why? You can find 2 ladies to join you.